This is CNBC's live blog tracking developments on the Israel-Hamas war. See below for the latest updates. Israel is expected to commence a ground offensive into Gaza after amassing troops at the border this week. The Israel Defense Forces, or IDF, said it was preparing to implement a wide range of offensive operative plans, which will include an integrated and coordinated attack from the air, sea and land, against Hamas in Gaza. The IDF added that it had already completed its mobilization of hundreds of thousands of servicemen for the counteroffensive, according to a statement translated by NBC News. Ahead of the looming ground operation, roughly 1.1 million Palestinians were given 24-hour notice to evacuate northern Gaza. The order was heavily criticized by many humanitarian agencies as it would be logistically difficult to move so many people within that time frame. That deadline has now passed with no signs of an incursion yet. The Gaza Strip faces a staggering humanitarian crisis after Israel cut off supplies of food, fuel, water and electricity. The densely populated area has been hammered in retaliation for Hamas' brutal attack on Israel last weekend. The death toll continues to tick higher. A planeload of World Health Organization supplies has landed at Egypt's el-Arish airport and is destined for Gaza when humanitarian access across the border is possible, the UN said Saturday. The cache includes enough basic essentials for 300,000 people and enough trauma medicines and materials for 1,200 wounded, the UN said in a release. It called for opening the Rafah border crossing immediately to humanitarian deliveries. The critically injured, the sick and the vulnerable cannot wait, the world body said. Meanwhile, the relatives of Israelis taken captive by Hamas on Saturday demanded that the militant group allow in medicine to hostages who require it, saying their loved ones are suffering. Every day without her medication is torture. She's being tortured, said Yifat Zailer, who said her kidnapped 63-year-old aunt has Parkinson's disease. She was taken along with several other family members, Zailer said. In its assault on southern Israeli communities, Hamas militants captured dozens of Israelis and some foreign or dual nationals, including children, women and the elderly, dragging them into the Gaza Strip. Israeli military spokesman Read Admiral Daniel Hagari said Saturday Israel had so far identified 126 captives. Their fate becomes more complicated as Israel continues its bombardment of Gaza. Tzachi Hanegbi, the head of Israel's National Security Council, said at a press briefing on Saturday that the claim that Egypt warned Israel of an imminent Hamas attack days before it happened is fake news. The Egyptians didn't get in touch with any of the government, directly or indirectly, no hint or clue. It's fake news and Egypt says the same, Hanegbi said.